it's Marie and welcome back to my channel. It's another Bible video. I'm excited about this one. I had to pull together a list of possible Bible books that they could choose in 2015. These are just Bible books and they're just possibilities. Like, I have disclaimers in the description because by no means was I given any information about the Bible or did anybody tell me anything actually. There was by no means was any information given to me. This is just my speculations. Also, I didn't know if you guys knew this, but they can also choose a passage in the Bible to study. So there's like a million possibilities out there. So that actually makes this really hard to choose. But without further ado, here goes. I would like to start with Ruth. It has 4 chapters. It's the heartwarming story of Ruth and her loyalty to Naomi. The book ends with Ruth marrying Boaz, and they have a little boy named Obed. Lamentations has 5 chapters. 5 chapters is a little much because we only have 10 weeks. I decided to include those books anyway. Wikipedia says it's a collection of poetic laments for the destruction of Jerusalem. Joel has 3 chapters. It's a striking prophecy about the day of the Lord and the end of the world, which is kind of Obadiah with a whopping 1 chapter. I would love to study this book. It's the prophecy of the destruction of Edom. Some of you guys might have studied this for our Nahum studies. I did as a cross-reference to the destruction of Judah. Habakkuk with 3 chapters is a dialogue between God and the prophet Habakkuk about Jerusalem's destruction and the evil in Judah and all those things. Again, Judah. Zephaniah, 3 chapters. It is also a book about Judah's destruction. Haggai with 2 chapters. Now this is a very different book because the people actually listened to Haggai's instructions. Haggai instructed the people to rebuild the temple. And they did, which is a really huge shocker. Malachi is the last Old Testament book on my list with 4 chapters. The people were looking at their circumstances, their unfortunate circumstances because of all of their sinful deeds, but they refused to acknowledge their sinful deeds. God was kind of saying, you know, the reason you're in this place is because of your choices. Philippians is my first New Testament book with 4 chapters. Paul is really happy about the Philippian church and their faith and their steadfastness and their love for God. Colossians has 4 chapters. It is a book written during Paul's first imprisonment. He heard that the Colossians were struggling with Christological heresy and in the church and through false teachers. First Thessalonians has 5 chapters, a little much, but it is a letter of encouragement. Second Thessalonians has 3 chapters, and this one is a more strict book because Paul is refuting false teachers and the heresy and basically encouraging them to stand strong in their faith. Titus with 3 chapters, basically explaining the doctrine of incarnation, how God sent Christ the Son into a human body to die for us. Philemon with 1 chapter, again one of my favorite choices. Paul is explaining the gospel of forgiveness to a master. His name is Philemon, and his slave Onesimus ran away. And the cool thing is that Paul actually met Onesimus by chance, and he led Onesimus to Christ, and now he's urging Philemon to forgive Onesimus and take him back. James has 5 chapters, and I know a lot of people are familiar with this one. Because everyone seems to think that James is the book that is going to be picked. That was actually one of my first choices, but with the short amount of time that we have, James is still a large book. Plus they can choose passages and whatever. Just throwing it out there. And finally, Jude, 1 chapter, refuting false teachers, encouraging them to stand strong in the faith. Some of you guys may remember that Jude is deeply connected with 1 Peter because it has like some passages in Jude almost exactly the same in 1 Peter, which we had to read Jude a little bit for our sword setting. Okay guys, that is my video. Those are my 16 choices of possible books. Those are basically all the books with 5 chapters or less in the entire Bible. So comment below what you think the book or the passage that they're going to choose is, and how you feel about this whole change thing. I mean, it seems like every year there's a change to the normal structure. So I will try to be doing more Bible Bee videos if I can, since the Bible Bee is coming up. April 1st is registration, and I can't wait to see you guys some other time. Alrighty, I will see you guys later. Ciao.